Few years ago, there was a man sitting alone in his apartment. The divorce process was completed, the house was gone. The future he spent years building had collapsed. And if you ask him that night what comes next, he wouldn't have known what to tell you. Because sometimes life doesn't just disappoint you. Sometimes it completely rewrites the story. What he didn't know was that losing everything will eventually help him find something he never knew he needed. Few years ago, there was a man with foundation beneath him can build almost anything. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this series is for anyone rebuilding after loss, heartbreaks, failure, disappointment, or a season that changed everything. And if you've been following this journey from the beginning, thank you for being here again. Today's episode is different. It is a story, but maybe it is not just a story. Maybe it is yours too. So stay with me. For months, he was living on autopilot. Wake up, go to work, come home, sleep, and it repeats itself. The day blur together. Friends will ask him how he was doing. He do smile and say he was fine. Then he goes home and sit with thought he didn't know how to silence. He spent a lot of time looking backward, replaying conversations, revisiting mistakes, trying to understand where everything went wrong and why his body kept moving. His life felt stuck. He wasn't living, he was surviving. Before we continue, if this story reminds you of someone who is trying to rebuild after a difficult season, share it with them. And if you're finding value in this series, subscribe and join us as we continue this journey together. One day, something changed. Not dramatically, not overnight, no miracle, no breakthrough moment, just a decision, a small one. He decided he was tired of waiting to feel different before taking action. So he started walking every morning. Then he started reading again, and then journaling, and then reconnect with old friends, then learning new skills. That changes were small, almost invisible, but something was happening beneath the surface. He was rebuilding, not his old life, himself. We'll be right back after a short break, and when we return, I will tell you what he discovered on the other side of rebuilding and why it surprised him. Welcome back. Here is the interesting part. After all the effort, after all the healing, after all the rebuilding, he didn't find what he thought he was looking for. He thought he was rebuilding to get his old life back, but that is not what happened. Instead, he found peace he never had before. Confidence that wasn't dependent on anyone's approval. Friendship that were deeper, a clearer sense of purpose, a stronger relationship with himself, and most importantly, he stopped measuring his life by what he had lost and started measuring it by who he was becoming. That changed everything. Maybe that is the lesson for all of us. Maybe rebuilding isn't about recovering every piece of the past. Maybe it's about creating a future that couldn't exist without the lesson the past taught you. Because pain changes people, but healing changes people too. And if you are willing to stay in the process, you will eventually notice something. The things you thought were ending were actually shaping you. The challenges, the setback, the disappointment, none of them were wasted. They were part of the construction process, not the destruction, the construction. Maybe today you are still in the middle of the story, still healing, still rebuilding, still wondering whether all this effort is worth it. If that is you, remember the man from the beginning. That man sat alone, wondering what comes next. He couldn't see the future either, but the future came anyway. One day at a time, one decision at a time, one step at a time, and yours will too. If this message encouraged you today, share it with someone who is rebuilding after the loss. Save it for the days when progress feels slow, and the road ahead feels uncertain. And subscribe if you are committed to becoming stronger through every season life brings. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, sometimes rebuilding doesn't give you back the life you lost. It gives you a life you never would have discovered otherwise.